Historically, collaboration has been about getting in a room and having direct communications with your team, and not much has changed in 2000 years. Collaboration is still about making decisions together while everyone can see the same information. Not only is that not practical, it's not practical most of the time. You could be in different countries, different towns in the same state, or even just different offices around Budapest. The point is you're only coming together for a brief period of time, and then you separate again to continue working in your respective silos. So how are we doing as an industry right now? Well, not very well. There are a few examples of people working more collaboratively, but mostly we're working separately in silos. We do that for 2 weeks or so, and then we play a game of spot the difference to try and figure out what you did between last week and this week. There are some firms doing a form of multi-site collaboration where there is a handover process that allows for a 24-hour working day. Ultimately, this is a fairly low form of collaboration because it is still disconnected for 2/3 of the working time, and it requires a detailed handover process to explain to the other team what happened during that break. So I really started looking into this when some students asked me how they could collaborate together on a Revit project. And I said, you've got 5 options. You can co-locate, you can have some VDI infrastructure, Revit server, you can remote into a virtual machine, or use A360 Collaborate for Revit. None of these solutions are particularly simple. Co-location requires some sort of localized storage, a SAN or a NAS. Virtual desktop infrastructure requires Citrix terminals and expensive private infrastructure. Revit server requires private connected server and some IT wizard. And virtual machines require building your own or renting your own virtual machine. So as far as plug-and-play solutions, there's no love for students, no love for small business. It's too expensive and too technically complicated for these two groups to use. We really need big business to provide a solution that is suitable for everyone, reasonably priced, and performs at a high standard. There are virtualization solutions that do this, and you can virtualize anything in a cloud service. You can use A360 for Revit, but these are just enabling you to take your internal office collaboration you use right now and do that with other people. Is that good enough? Is that really collaboration, or is that actually making decisions together? I want to work in real time with my collaborators so they can see what I see. All of these apps allow real-time multi-user collaboration. Working in a Google Docs spreadsheet, I can see my cursor live, I can see your cursor live. And I asked, why can't I get this live experience in a BIM package? The answer is usually along the lines of it's too complicated, there's too much data, and to that I say, what about video games? From early Counter-Strike 5-on-5 in 1999, I've been able to work with a team of friends to kill another team of friends in real time. Squad-based play in Battlefield with up to 64 players live in one session, massive open worlds, beautifully rendered textures, lighting, animation, destructible environments, all available to me. So what about server load? A game like World of Tanks can squeeze over 1 million players into a single massive open world. And a League of Legends has had over 7.5 million players online playing at the same time. So the hardware and infrastructure can clearly handle the loads of the architecture and AEC industry. So what's in this for big business, and why should they provide us with the solution we're asking for? Well, people are drawn to team-based situations, and this means more paying users. Dota 2 makes $18 million a month for Valve, and they even held a tournament for the users last year with an $18 million prize purse for the winning team. So the solution the gaming industry uses: do not co-locate the people. Co-locate the server hardware, software, and file server. Then users only need limited hardware and limited software to be able to access the power of the cloud and collaborate with large groups in real time. The key here is that real-time visualization enables other solutions like large format touchscreen and even the Surface Hub that allows users both in the room and remote users to interact on the same surface and see that feedback in real time. A change to one screen is a change for everybody. Multi-user AR and VR through the next generation hardware like the Oculus, the Vive and the HoloLens, etc. is all possible if the softwares that drive this are up to the challenges of delivering collaboration in real time. And that then enables us to inhabit beautiful environments with realism, highly contextual information and simulation, and we can actually see and involve ourselves in this experience of a project before it's built, not only so that we can get the visualization, but so that we can view it together and understand each other's perspective. There are already real-time rendering engines like Fuser and Revis2 that allow multiple users to interact with a model and give a guided virtual walkthrough, free-roaming virtual site meetings, and multi-user markup sessions. All of this can be done today with geometry from Revit, just not natively in Revit. So it's clear to me the only limit right now that's stopping real-time BIM is the software. So I question for Autodesk, Bentley, Graphisoft and Trimble, WTF? Why the face? So I'd like to close with some footage of Tom Clancy's The Division. It's a beautiful, gorgeous game that allows for huge open world experiences, large numbers of players to collaborate, and they all get to do it in real time in this gorgeous environment. Thank you so much for listening. I've been Joe Banks for BIMEdge.